You're not familiar with Jack's? It's a drag bar where like guys dress up as women and hang out and go to this bar. I discovered her. She's got 2 shows a week at Jack's Cabaret. You can catch her there. Let's welcome Penny Oswin.
I'm not a drag queen, thank you very much. So I moved here from New York City 2 years ago. I love the silence that follows that. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. You know, I come from New York. I have very New York parents. My mom would never believe me whenever I said a guy has a crush on me. So I'd be like, hey mom, I think this guy likes me. She's like, how do you know he likes you? I'm like, his dick is hard. Yes, I do run 2 shows at a drag bar. Penny for Your Thoughts is my dating show, where I tell terrible dating stories, because I am an expert at dating. My longest relationship was 1.5 years, so I know a lot about it. Yeah. So, I originally had the show in a dank basement in Allston, and when I was pitching the show, I was like, hold up, I gotta go break up with my boyfriend right now. And the reason I broke up with my boyfriend at the time was because he didn't sing Gin and Juice with me in the car. Like, if Snoop Dogg is on, you gotta do something. You can't just sit there like, come on. It's over. This is not gonna work out. I'm sorry. Guys, I am great at dating. When I first moved here, I had a Tinder date on Christmas. I was like, fuck my family. I'm gonna go out with a stranger who hates me. So it was fine. He looked like a dad. My type, I guess. We were like making out at Faneuil Hall, and all of a sudden, this woman goes up to us, and she's like, "Look at that bitch making out with my husband!" And we stopped making out, and we just look at her, and she's like, "Sorry, I thought you was my husband." What if it was? God, that's awkward. But last year, because I'm so great at dating, I broke up with this guy. He wore very tight pants. He had a moose knuckle that you could see a mile away. And yeah, it wasn't even like sexy tight pants. It was like corduroy tight, like, I don't know if he had any sperm anymore tight. And so I was breaking up with him. It was 4 days after Christmas, and I'm like, you didn't get me a present. And he's like, I know, because you're Jewish. I like presents too. I get 8 of them. But, so then, like, I hung up the phone, and I broke up with him over the phone, and I cried to Air Supply right afterwards. I'm pathetic. But now I'm fine now. I have a boyfriend now. We look like divorced parents together. I mentioned my type was dad, right? But like, we literally look like we found a second chance on eHarmony. Like, you know, where we like dropped off the kids for the weekend. Like, look at us staying out past 9 p.m. There's some talk about weed here. I take CBD oil because that's weed for pussies. It's like weed light, but it's great. Like, I take it and now I understand Donovan. Like, first, there's a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is? Wow, that's great. So, as I mentioned, I'm awesome at dating, and I was on Bumble for, like, when I was, like, first moved here, and I swiped right for a guy named Marvin. Ugh, I have low standards. So I sent him a gif of Lionel Richie saying, hello, And then he was like, oh, I was expecting so much more from a comedian. Like, after he managed to calm down the roaring crowd, surely you open with more than hello. And I'm like, is Lionel Richie not good enough for you? Well, then I guess it isn't me you're looking for. I'll end with one more, though. I'm from New York, as I mentioned, nobody cares, and I look like I've dated a Whole Foods barista, because it's true. So, having a great time making out near the Lincoln Tunnel, so romantic. And so, people are just yelling at us like, yeah, get a room! And then the hobo passes by and saying, yeah, you get that pussy good! So, barista and I stop making out, and the barista yells back at him, you get that pussy well! Clearly, proper grammar is more important than making out with me. That's my time, thank you.
Penny Oswin, ladies and gentlemen. I think first met Penny, we had a Tinder date on Christmas.